in Oshkosh. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday. We are live at Whitman Regional Airport for Day 5 of the 71st edition of the world's biggest fly-in convention, EAA AirVenture. Brian, how are you feeling?
It's unbelievable. I've driven past this airfield many times. I've never been here for EAA. The amount of people, when you first pull in, you see RVs as far as the eye can see. Then people just streaming in, and there's booths and aircraft and balloons. It's amazing. It's, dare I say, overwhelming.
More overwhelming?
It's a little overwhelming. There's a lot going on, and it's a world that I don't know. Aviation is not my thing.
Similarly to you, the amount of times I've driven by these grounds, going from Milwaukee to Wisconsin Rapids to see my parents, and it's just, it's largely it's not this busy.
No,
usually it's
you see the control tower and go,
see
there's
all
an
of the tents and everything erect. It's like a small city just comes in for a week. And we're here. We're here to enjoy all of it.
And every airline is represented. The big ones that we know. There's hundreds of small ones and experimental ones that you've never heard of. And I guess I'm surprised that so many people are so into aviation. It's very cool. It's very cool.
I mean, that's what you never had dreams of flying through the air?
No.
No.
I mean,
like
I enjoy. I enjoy flying. I enjoy the. There's a lot of people much smarter than I who came up with jet technology, and I make use of their inventions all the time, and I love it. But it's very cool.
It is very cool. All right, well, let's get some important business out of the way, because we got a very, very busy show. When we come back from our first break, Dick Knapinski is here. He is the Director of Communications for EAA. We're going to talk about all things EAA, but before we do that, we're gonna give some tickets away right at the top of the show.
Yeah, German Fest is happening this weekend. It's starting now at the Henry Meyer Festival Grounds. You may know them as Summerfest grounds, but either way, it's bands, it's food, it's polka, it's everything to celebrate the German heritage. It's dachshund racing, and the best thing is we're going to send you and 3 of your friends for free. Nothing says better German Fest celebration than free. We once again have a German phrase. Ria will read the German phrase. If you are the first person to call and correctly give her the translation, then you will win a 4-pack of tickets to German Fest. Oh, Ria, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, mein Freund.
Oh, Fräulein, do you have a phrase?
Ja.
Ja?
All right, das deutsche Fest macht wirklich Spaß.
Oh, one more time,
That's a hard
please.
one.
Das deutsche Fest macht wirklich Spaß.
Perfect. All right, if you know what that means, 855-616-1620. 21st person to correctly translate the phrase wins a 4-pack of tickets to this weekend's German Fest. We will be back with Dick Knapinski to talk all about EAA. It's Spanning the State.
The wait is over as the Wisconsin State Fair is officially here. Big races, food on a stick, and of course, cream puffs. But that's not all. Wisconsin's Afternoon News will be live, broadcasting from the Bank 59 studios from 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Only here on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Enjoy your ride.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Ridgetop Exteriors and CertaPro Painters. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Baird has invested in the vitality of downtown Milwaukee for over a century. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. Baird is a world-class financial services firm. As one of downtown's largest employers, we believe in supporting the communities we serve. We're proud to call downtown our home, and even prouder to elevate our city's world-class amenities with a new convention center. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
It is spanning the state, and we are in Oshkosh today at EAA AirVenture. Thousands of people wandering around. Before we move on to our guest, Rhea, do we have a winner?
Yep, our winner is Angie.
Angie, and what was the phrase that pays?
The phrase was, again, Das Deutsche Fest macht wirklich Spaß, and that means German Fest is really fun.
Wunderbar!
Wunderbar! Yeah, Prost, Prost, Prost!
All right, well, moving on to the event at hand. Dick Knapinski is the Director of Communications for EAA. He's been doing this for 32 years.
Something like that. It's been a long, long time. My kids think I went up with the Wright brothers.
All right, well, I'm so excited. This is to the day you and I got to talk last year during the 70th anniversary,
right. Yep.
and you dropped a bomb on me saying that my grandmother was your 6th grade teacher.
That's right. Yep.
So it's so good to meet you in person. And Carol, I'm sure, says hi.
It is, and we had a good time with that because, as you mentioned, your grandmother taught me in 6th grade and probably wonder if I turned out to be anything after a while. And then your aunt was also one of my high school classmates.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Now Sue Yankee was Sue Brey, but that's not why we're here to play catch up. So,
that's great.
For people who are unfamiliar, so EAA is a membership organization, and then AirVenture is the annual convention, right?
That's right. We've got 300,000 members around the world, people who just love flying for fun. And this is our annual gig right here. Bring everybody together, and we invite the public, and several of them show up.
Just a few thousand every day. For the uninitiated, EAA, what kind of aircraft is here? What are the members? You said they love to fly. What do they fly when they come here?
A little bit of everything. I mean, small one-person ultralights, kit aircraft they've built themselves from standardized kits, vintage airplanes, biplanes, and some of the ones from the 20s and 30s. Warbirds, vintage warbirds from World War II and the Korea era. They bring those. And a lot of people that fly Cessna 172s and Beach Bonanzas and Piper Cherokees and everything else that goes up and has wings.
So this is the 71st year. How has the membership organization, but also the event, changed over 7 decades?
Oh, man. It actually started in Milwaukee at what's now Timmerman Airport back in 1953, both the organization and the first fly-in that year. And it had 21 airplanes and 150 people.
Okay.
And so everybody on Saturday night had dinner in the Miller Brewing Company hangar. And, we can't do that anymore.
Not anymore.
No. And so it's grown, was in Milwaukee through 1959, went to Rockford, Illinois through 1969, came to Oshkosh in 1970, and here we've been ever since. And if you talk to a pilot any place in the world and say the word Oshkosh, they know exactly what you're talking about.
That is wild.
What made Oshkosh such a good? Obviously, there's room here. Mm-hmm. Was that basically it? There was plenty of room to expand, or what made Oshkosh special?
Yeah, it's unique. Like if you look at Mitchell Field and even Timmerman or Madison or Green Bay or any of them, the two long runways cross. Okay. Here, they form kind of an L shape, and so you can bring in airplanes on both runways at the same time, and it makes kind of a natural showgrounds from north to south to put up all these exhibits and so forth. And in 30 years, 30 years ago, where we're sitting right now was auto parking. Okay. And that was the western edge of the showgrounds. And so that's how much it's grown in 3 decades.
And so when we're talking people, because last year was the record-setting year of 677,000 people were here, 848 commercial exhibitors, and 2,372 international visitors. Do you think you're on track to beat that this year?
We're going to be close. We should be over 600,000, if everything holds steady. Wednesday night with the night air show was a huge night. I mean, it was probably one of the biggest Wednesday nights we've ever had. And so with good weather like this, good things happen. It's a big outdoor event. If it rains, people don't come out. And days like this, people come out.
What goes in to planning? Like, on Monday, will next year's planning start? Who gets to come? Who do you leave out? How does it change from year to year?
It changes. We're already having discussions with people about 2025. Those kind of discussions, they're here. They say, hey, what happens if we bring this next year? Okay. And so we'll start talking about that. We have nearly 6,000 volunteers that work the event. And so we get the feedback from them. What went well? What do we have to work on? All of those things go into the mix, and then we take a breath in August. There's a lot of vacation time taken. But then you start putting it together and say, what will the show look like? What anniversaries are out there? Next year is the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. How do we put some of the World War II aircraft into that? What are we going to do with the military divisions? This year it's the Air Force Material Command. Who do we look at next year? All of those things start to come together, and by November, December, you start to formulate what it's going to look like for the following year.
And what is set up as far as a successful event? Like, because I know one of the big things, and we're going to get to talk to Waukesha resident Tony Michaels later, female pilot. So I know EAA is one big thing for you guys right now is recruiting more women into aviation. Right. And so beyond just everything going seamlessly and smoothly this week, is there other bigger goals that you guys set for yourselves for the event?
There really is. One of the big ones is introducing people to aviation, giving them the idea that aviation is attainable for them, whether it's learning how to fly or getting involved as a career. It could be as an air traffic controller. It could be as a mechanic, a technician, an engineer, even in the marketing communication side in the aviation industry. There's a lot of opportunity there. And the 800 exhibitors out here are just kind of a microcosm of everything that's available out there. So we want to introduce aviation. Those of us who do fly go home enthusiastic about it again because everybody speaks the language here. But you come back and you say, how many people inspired the kids you see here who come in? Who's the next one? Yeah. Who's the airline pilot of the future? Who's the astronaut of the future? Maybe that spark comes here, and maybe we can do that for them.
I want to go back to something you said at the very beginning. You were talking about the different types of planes, like the warbirds and things. Are those privately owned, or does the military bring those in? How do those end up here?
Yeah, especially the warbirds, the World War II and Korean era ones. They're privately owned either by individuals or museums and foundations, and they'll fly them here. This is the world's largest annual gathering of warbirds. It's about 400 airplanes that come in each year, and they'll be part of the show this afternoon, and so along with the snowbirds from Canada and so forth. So it's going to be the Wisconsin National Guard is here. They'll be putting on a demonstration during the show. So there's a lot going on. The air show is one little section of it for about 3 hours every single day, but there's so much that goes on throughout the day here.
Well, that is a good segue because we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, I want to talk about some of the things that are unique to this year that you're most excited about, stuff that's still coming up today and this weekend. So if people still want to maybe make the drive over to Oshkosh and come join. Dick Napinski is our guest right now, Director of Communications for EAA. We are here at AirVenture in Oshkosh. It's spanning the state.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, for real, it's a plane. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is live at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. John Mercure here.
And Julia Fellow here. We hit the road Friday, July 26th to join aviation enthusiasts from around the world to experience the air shows, workshops, and all that the event has to offer.
Tune in from 3 to 6 p.m. on July 26th for Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Live at EAA Oshkosh on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, for real, it's a plane. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is live at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. John Mercure here.
And Julia Fellow here. We hit the road Friday, July 26th to join aviation enthusiasts from around the world to experience the air shows, workshops, and all that the event has to offer.
Tune in from 3 to 6 p.m. on July 26th for Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Live at EAA Oshkosh on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
People saw me and assumed I couldn't work. They only saw a disability, but I was ready to work. I am dependable, trainable, and productive. Then someone decided to believe in me and say yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score for Choice and Platinum Choice checking customers. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score, too. You've got this with free credit score from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Now I can have all the cookouts and get-togethers in my backyard with some extra shade and relaxation for my guests. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Now until the end of July, you can receive $400 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
It is spanning the state, and we are spanning it once again. Today we are in Oshkosh at EAA AirVenture, a huge EAA convention that also doubles as a public air show, place for aviation enthusiasts to wander around and learn and be exposed to all things aviation. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey, and we are sitting here with Dick Napinski, who is the Director of Communications for EAA. And so what are some of the things that have happened this week that have been really exciting to you? What has stood out so far?
Oh, man. You know, some of the things, first of all, Wednesday night we had an air show. Started it off by taking the only two B-29 bombers from World War II that exist, that fly, putting them up with the only flying English Lancaster bomber in North America to start the air show with that. So we started with that. Tuesday we had the Italian military team stop by for a day.
Just stop by.
Stop by. You know, they're flying down Milwaukee this weekend. Great air show in Milwaukee, and so they're flying. They stopped in for a day and they went out on the ramp where swarthy Italian military pilots for 6 hours and then went back to Milwaukee. The Blue Angels flew by on Wednesday. The Thunderbirds flew by yesterday. The Canadian Snowbirds will be here this afternoon, Saturday and Sunday as part of the Royal Canadian Air Force. So we have that. We had a drone show during the night air show, put up 600 drones along with the fireworks that night. Cool. So, it was incredible. You know, you figure drones, you've got to control them all, and there's, you're always afraid there's going to be one that just goes off.
Just keeps going.
And so suddenly it's the North Star up there someplace. But it worked out really, really well. And just, that kind of vibe. There's a big B-52 bomber on the ramp right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be here all week. So if people need shade, they can stand underneath the wing. They get a lot of shade. But just all of those things. And then seeing, I saw an airplane, an old Stinson from 1931, painted in Pepsi Cola colors.
Ooh.
That's out there. It's just a beautiful restoration of an airplane. And these are the kind of little surprises you find throughout the grounds.
Now, today has a special focus, too, correct?
It is. It's our Salute to Veterans Day. In a little bit, we're going to have the Veterans Parade. Veterans from any service branch march from the Warbirds down to Boeing Plaza, and they're welcomed there by an Air Force general. And so that'll be taking place. Then at 6 o'clock, right at the end of the air show, our honor flight, Yellow Ribbon Honor Flight, comes in. 100 Vietnam vets left early today on the American Airlines airliner, painted in the Medal of Honor colors. They went out to Washington. They'll spend the day there, and they'll land at the end of the air show today to probably 30,000, 40,000 people waiting to welcome them home.
That's nice.
Yeah, so
very nice.
That's one of the best moments of the entire week every year.
If you're coming to EAA AirVenture for the first time, and like I said, it was overwhelming for me, what would you say to the first-time visitor? Where should they go first, and what should they definitely not miss?
First thing to do, come in the main gate. We've got shuttles that come from the parking lots and everything else. Come up to the main gate. Come to the Welcome Center. If you have kids, 18 and under are free. Come to the Youth Welcome Center because we have maps that say, how old are your kids? Here are where the activities, hands-on things are for them. Okay. Start with that. I'd head out to Boeing Plaza, just look at some of the big stuff, and then take the map, decide, do you want warbirds? Do you want antique aircraft? And then about 2:30, we start the air show. Tomorrow, we've got 2 air shows, 2:30, then the night air show at 8 o'clock. So it is a full day whenever you come out here.
Is there, for people who couldn't make it here, is there any kind of live stream or anything that you guys do that is remote virtual that people can watch?
Yep. EAA.org/live. You can see the air show. We've had the night show on. We've got cameras throughout the grounds. We've got one out on the seaplane base. We get about 100 seaplanes landing on Lake Winnebago about 5 miles away. We've got a camera out there. Wow. So, it's all going on. It really becomes, the world comes to Oshkosh for 1 week, and they all have airplanes.
So have you checked out the flying car yet?
Oh, yeah. I've seen the flying car.
Do you trust it?
I'd be the second guy to fly.
Okay.
Well, when you hear experimental aircraft, as somebody who's not in aviation, I go, yeah, I'll let somebody else do it first, because experimental seems a little...
It's a little bit of a misnomer because FAA back in the 50s needed a place to put these airplanes. They didn't have a category. Most of them are very standardized kits. For instance, the RV models there are 14,000 of them flying around the world. So, I mean, very standardized kits, big customer service. It takes about 1,000 to 3,000 hours to build one. Wow. And I always tell people, if I'm going to go up there 3,000 feet, 150 miles an hour, I'm going to make sure every bolt is on right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
not much experimenting once you get up there.
Nope, not at all.
And so the other thing that I feel like people may not know is it's not just our earthly aircrafts. NASA's always here every year too, right? And the Artemis moon project, they're airing tonight?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And, NASA is here because part of it is aeronautics.
Yeah.
And, space is based on aeronautics. And so they are here. They have a lot of people here. The NASA administrator was here on Tuesday. Just another person who was here. And so they are always looking at what's out here. And sometimes they take away ideas from some of the people who are designers who are on these grounds doing airplane things as well.
Dick, we got about 30 seconds or so, a minute. What was the first aircraft that got you hooked?
Oh, man, I'd have to go back to Wisconsin Rapids and took a little bitty, almost tethered ride in a helicopter by the armory there. Went up, went down, and went, that's cool. That's kind of fun. Up in the air. This is fun. And so, I was hooked there, and I've got the illness ever since.
There you go.
So how often do you fly? This is one last question. How often do you think you're in?
Yeah, I've had my license now. I started flying about 1996. And... right now, not enough. People say, man, you must get to fly a lot of cool things at AirVenture. No, I watch a lot of cool stuff fly. Maybe later on, after this is done, I'll get back up into the sky again. So, but it's always fun. Every time I do, I go, why don't I do this more?
Yeah, I can imagine. I've only been on one tiny plane once. I flew from Chicago to Wisconsin Rapids, and it was very fun.
Yeah.
But Dick Napinski, we're so happy to be here.
Thank you
for joining us, and congratulations on an awesome another year.
Thank you much. Appreciate it.
All right, it's Spanning the State, ABC News, and local headlines are next.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Red flag alerts across western states. In Oregon, fire officials now say a firefighting plane is missing. And in Northern California, crews battling the state's largest blaze so far this season.
134 buildings have been destroyed in what's called the Park Fire. How many of those were homes is not yet clear to firefighters. In 2 days, over 164,000 acres have burned. The fire exploding sometimes 4,000 acres an hour. Firefighters had a tiny bit of containment, and now that is gone, dropping to 0% surrounded. Flames continue to actively burn. Alex Stone, ABC News.
France unveiling its opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics amid rain today. Athletes from each nation in boats on the River Seine. It comes as the investigation continues into what authorities call a coordinated attack on the country's train system this morning. And former President Trump meeting with Israel's prime minister this afternoon at his Florida estate. This is ABC News.
Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31. Sentencing today in the death of a 5-year-old from Milwaukee. David Patura pleaded guilty last month to first-degree intentional homicide and the death of Prince McCree. As part of the plea deal, felony charges of child neglect and hiding a corpse were dismissed. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Eric Mendoza still faces multiple felony charges connected to McCree's death. He's back in court in August. The city of New Berlin will not use its absentee ballot drop box this election season. The city's Common Council voted unanimously to reject its use. New Berlin installed a single ballot drop box as a voting option during the pandemic in 2020. It was placed right in front of City Hall and monitored 24/7 to ensure voting security. When the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled to prohibit ballot drop boxes in July of 2022, the New Berlin Clerk's Office removed the drop box and hasn't used it in the last 6 elections. Milwaukee beaches are back open after closing yesterday due to high levels of bacteria in Lake Michigan. Bradford and South Shore beaches are back to full operation, while McKinley Beach remains under a beach advisory. Swimmers in McKinley are advised not to ingest lake water and to shower after beach activities. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We're looking good right now. The Dow is up 663 points to 40,598. S&P 500 is up 63 points to 5,462. And the NASDAQ is up 183 points to 17,365. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. No big crashes to let you know about as I take a fresh look at the system. Just a couple of disabled vehicles, including a new one on the exit to Drexel Avenue from I-41 94 North. There are some slowdowns in our usual spots due to construction. And just a heads up, a reminder that it is the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival, so we have many more motorcycle riders out on our streets. So just be on the lookout for them. And everybody, share those roads safely. Here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Sunny and nice. We have a high of 78 by the lake, 81 inland. Clear skies tonight. Temperatures will dip down to 64 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 83. It's going to be spectacular. Sunday, pretty nice too. Partly cloudy. More humidity though, and we do have a slight chance for a storm in the evening hours, high of 86. Monday, partly cloudy, hot, humid, and a chance for storms, high of 87 on Monday, high of 88 on Tuesday. It's currently 78 degrees in Kenosha, 76 up in Oshkosh, and 77 in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
Hey, boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com. At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
What's great about America? Football, free refills, and pizza with cheese baked into the crust. You know what else is great about America? Being who we want to be, living where we want to live, and choosing who we want to do business with. That, my friend, is sweet, sweet freedom. So, Mr. Holland's Home Services is celebrating the month of the free with a deal that you can only get in the good old USA. Through July, purchase a fully warranted, complete comfort system, and Mr. Holland's crew will install a brand new water heater at no extra cost. In other words, it's free. And speaking of free, Mr. Holland's Home Services is offering interest-free financing with approved credit. Declare your independence from oppressive heat and frigid showers. Call today to secure your free water heater with the purchase of a new comfort system. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're ready to party like it's 1776, we can help.
Spanning the state, we are at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh, right across from the Fly Delta Jets and Southwest hangars.
Sure.
Buildings. They look
Erections.
Temporary. Yeah. Somebody put a erected building. I let that fly.
Yeah, I know you let that slide.
Thank you. That's all right. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. It's a Friday, obviously.
And we're in a tent outside.
All right. Well, we're going to switch gears a little bit.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope
please.
so. Telehealth, which is something that we many of us became more familiar with. And how convenient telehealth could be. And we, obviously, during the pandemic, got to be with doctors. And so, but there was one piece of healthcare that I would have thought that you would still need to go to a doctor's office to get checked out for, which is...
nose.
No, your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you think that the doctor actually has to be able to look at your eye in person?
Well, they got to blow that little air thing in there and do the whole
exactly.
thing.
But it turns out, thanks to, it's a long word, teleophthalmology, you can get your eyes checked out even when you're hundreds of miles away from your doctor. So joining us now to explain how this is even possible is Dr. Yao Liu, who's an ophthalmologist at UW Health. Welcome to the show, Dr. Liu.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Hi, sorry, there's a lot of things moving at one time. So tell us, how does this actually work?
Sure. So, as you mentioned, teleophthalmology can increase access to eye care in our communities. And, for example, in our program at Outreach Community Health Centers in Milwaukee, patients with diabetes can have photos taken of their eyes using a special camera right in the primary care clinic where they regularly see their doctor for their diabetes checkups. These images are then sent electronically from Milwaukee to eye doctors in Madison to check for diabetic eye disease. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes to obtain the eye photos and does not require dilating eye drops, and there's no puff of air. This technology aims to make it easier for people to get their eyes checked, especially those who may not have easy access to an eye doctor.
So this is not exactly what I thought it was going to be. They're going into their primary care physician's office anyway, and that's how the photos are being sent to you. I pictured trying to use my webcam, which might be low res and all this. What is it about diabetics and their eyes that make them better candidates for this kind of program?
Well, diabetic eye disease is actually the #1 cause of blindness among working-age adults in the U.S., and according to the Centers for Disease Control, there are 30 million Americans living with diabetes today, and 1 in 4 of them will actually have diabetic eye disease. And the American Diabetes Association recommends that all adults with diabetes obtain an eye check at least once every 1 to 2 years. There are many treatments available, and 90% of blindness from diabetes is actually completely preventable.
And so the reason that is it because people just don't get it checked out because there's barriers to seeing an eye doctor?
Yes, the lack of getting eye checks is a huge barrier for a lot of people. As you know, it's hard to take time off work, even when the cost is covered by your insurance. You may not have paid time off, and some people will need someone to drive them to the eye clinic. Typically, if you're seen in person by an eye doctor, you need to have your eyes dilated. So it can be very hard to go back to work or even drive home because your eyes have been dilated. So this camera is really wonderful because no dilating drops are required. It's very quick, it's convenient, it's painless, and it can be done just at the time that somebody's regularly seeing their primary care doctor.
Dr. Lou, when you talk about diabetic eye disease, what if somebody has been putting off getting an eye exam for all the reasons you mentioned before? What kind of symptoms might they be experiencing to let them know, okay, things are progressing and not in a good way?
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the biggest problems we have is that some people can have pretty advanced diabetic eye disease and have no idea. They may actually have pretty good vision, and they're driving and working, and they may think that everything is fine, but in reality, diabetic eye disease can get pretty bad very quickly without someone knowing, and that's why having the eye check with either an eye doctor or getting your eyes photographed can be very helpful to pick that up. As I said, there are medications and laser treatments that can be very effective in treating the condition well before anyone has any symptoms.
So this should almost be seen like a mammogram, where you go in and it's just an annual checkup that you should be doing for preventative measures, because if something starts to happen, it might be too late.
That's correct. It's exactly like that. So it's one of those things where you may have no idea that there's anything wrong, and that's why getting the regular checks is so important. And this is such an important issue that we've actually received funding from the National Eye Institute, one of the institutes at the National Institute of Health, or NIH, to try to grow these programs and look and study ways to make it easier to get people to have their eyes checked by making these cameras more available and more successfully integrated into primary care.
And the people can see a demonstration of this tomorrow, correct?
That's right. We're going to be in Milwaukee. We're going to be offering free demonstrations of our camera at the Community Health Fair tomorrow, Saturday, July 27th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that'll be at Outreach Community Health Centers at 220 West Capitol Drive in Milwaukee.
Awesome. Well, this is fascinating.
Yes.
Just technology when it comes to health is just incredible. Dr. Yao Lu is an ophthalmologist at UW Health. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great day.
All right, it's Spanning the State. We'll be back after this.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
It's Heiser's Red, White, and Blue event. Service or upgrade your ride today with star-spangled discounts you deserve. Let our certified technicians get your current ride road trip ready for July festivities. Or work with our sales consultants to find the perfect new vehicle for all your summer destinations. Plus, enjoy our exclusive Safe and Sound program with every vehicle sale. See details and offers at Heiser.com and celebrate your independence today. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's a Fish Fry Friday. WTMJ's John Mercure here. One of my favorite fish fries is at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. And the Mine Shaft has just lowered the price of their all-you-can-eat fish fry to, listen closely, $6.99. Seriously, $6.99. You don't need to pay $16 or more. Your Mine Shaft fish fry is $6.99. It's all you can eat. It's the best Friday fish fry value anywhere, and it's delicious. For smaller appetites, that two-piece dine-in fish fry is just $4.99. What a value. Relax with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, an ice-cold brew, or a glass of wine. It's a perfect fish fry. A kid's menu that starts at $3.99, that's pretty perfect, too. And those kids will love the world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area. They play safe. You enjoy the rest of your meal. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. I love the Hartford location. Walk in today for your all-you-can-eat fish fry for $6.99. And desserts, or buy one, get one free. It's the Mine Shaft.
Hey, tequila lovers, it's Brian Noonan. This week, El Bandito Yankee is taking tequila to the best spots in the city to celebrate Bikes and Banditos here in Milwaukee. Come see the El Bandito Yankee Tequila Harley Davidson in person at Hi Hat on Brady. We'll have signature El Bandito Yankee bandana giveaways when you buy a drink at Hi Hat. We're also going to be at Garage, Taylor's, La Panilla, and Wicked Hope. Come celebrate homecoming in Milwaukee with the 100% additive-free tequila that's so smooth it's criminal. For information on events, recipes, cocktails, and places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight?
I don't know if it's non-patriotic to interrupt the Star-Spangled Banner.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know if we can do that. Let the whole song play, though.
I don't think so either. Why are we playing the Star-Spangled Banner while we are at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh? Well, Honor Flight is coming back this afternoon.
True.
That might be one reason. But it is also the opening ceremonies for the Olympics tonight.
Indeed. And so we're hoping that song gets played a lot.
Yes.
Because we're hoping America wins a lot of gold.
That would be right. That would be right.
But yes, every 4 years, the spectacle gets underway, and it officially, I think, has started about an hour ago.
A little bit, yeah.
That the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics are underway, and some of the events, even before today, had already started. There's been some soccer games, football games, I should say. But in Wisconsin, because this is spanning the state.
That's right.
We have lots of connections in this year's Olympics, and so some have already been playing. On Thursday, University of Wisconsin alumni Rose Lavelle and Team USA face Zambia in a group play for women's soccer. Tomorrow, Giannis and Greece is going to face Canada in a major pool play clash as part of the group of death in the men's basketball competition. Not quite sure what that means. And then, speaking of Oshkosh, since we are in Oshkosh, Oshkosh native Tyrese Halliburton. Obviously, we know him from the Indiana Pacers.
Yes.
And the U.S. men take on Serbia, featuring three-time NBA MVP Nikola Jokic in pool play. And Puerto Rico and former UW basketball player Aleem Ford play South Sudan at 4 a.m.
Very nice.
Got a lot, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. That's like just what's this weekend, and that's not even everybody.
That's not even everybody, because tomorrow, Saturday, a fencer from who was born in Italy. She lives in Heartland currently. She's going to compete. Her name is Margherita Guzzi Vincente. She is going to compete in the women's Epi event. The bronze medal match is going to take place at 1:40. Gold medal match at 2:30. So we have a fencer who loves to go scuba diving. She's born
scuba diving in the lakes.
She goes scuba diving in inland lakes. When she's not doing that, she was training for the games. She's one of the best fencers in the country. Born in Milan, she went to Penn State where she fenced collegiately, and she won the national championship in 2010. She wanted to improve as a fencer, so she moved to Heartland in 2015. Who knew that Heartland was a hotbed for fencing?
I didn't.
I did not either. She went to train at the Ataba Fencing Club under three-time Olympic fencing coach Abbas Fidel. So congratulations. Good luck to Margherita Guzzi Vincente.
Have you ever watched a fencing? Is it a match? Fencing match?
I don't know what they're called, but I have watched them because it's ballet. It's interesting to watch because of the artistry and the movement, and it seems so slow, and yet the basis of it is stabbing somebody.
I know.
A very violent thing, but they make it look so graceful, and then they just... It seems like it'd be fun because you're hitting little sensors and they're going off, and that's how your points are scored. It's very cool.
When I was in middle school, I had one of my good friends in middle school was on like the junior Olympic team for
really?
fencing.
For fencing?
It was so random.
Yeah.
But we also, because we didn't drive ourselves, I don't think I ever saw, if that's indeed what it's called, a match. I don't think I've ever watched a full match. I've seen like scenes in movies when there's fencing and it looks very proper. And you have to have the right.
And you must stand with one hand behind your back.
The posture and the hand placement and everything. But maybe I'll watch this.
I know it's a foil. It's not a sword.
Yeah.
It's a foil. I've only seen it in the Olympics. But now that there's somebody local, I'll pay a little more attention.
We'll have to follow up.
Yes.
All right. Well, when we come back, a little bit more. I found this to be very interesting as the Olympics kick off. There's been some research as far as how people who win bronze feel compared to people who win silver. See if you can guess who you think is happier with the outcome. We will talk about that on the other side of this. It's Spanning the State.
It's that time of year. If you ask me, there's no place better than the Wisconsin State Fair to talk about state and national politics. You can find me broadcasting live in the Fishbowl, our beautiful Bank 59 studios at the fair every weekday from 9 to 10. I'll even hang out after the show if you want to come by and say hi. Who knows? Maybe the governor will show up.
Cheese curds.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I eat.
So many guests, so much more, and who knows what else will happen at the amazing Wisconsin State Fair. And, of course, it's all right here on 620 WTMJ.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right. at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Celebrate 42 years of tradition at Milwaukee's original house party. Join us on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront, July 26th, 27th, and 28th for authentic German food, music, beer, and dancing. Experience the excitement of the Glockenspiel, Dachshund Derby, Culture Village, Mardi Gras Show, Trauchenschau, Sheep's Head Tournament, and much more. For more information, tickets, and admission discounts, visit GermanFest.com. Don't miss the fun. See you at GermanFest. Holla!
It's spanning the states. Not the Olympics that span the globe. We span the state. And today our stop is Oshkosh for the EAA AirVenture Convention. The air show starting here at about 2:30. Very, very exciting. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. We're having a great time. The weather is perfect.
It's beautiful.
It's fun. I always love whenever we're out of the studio.
I do too.
People. It's always a little funny because people walk up and they want to talk, and you kind of have to be like, I am live on air right now.
Right.
Please don't start a conversation, but I don't want to be rude.
But it is nice. People who've listened to you separately and me separately and then us together, they come up. And it's very nice to be out and about. It's a nice ego
How often do people
stroke.
say that you look different than they thought you would?
Since social media, never.
Okay.
Before
fair.
social media, all the time. You know, they go, "Oh, you look bigger than we thought," or you're not as big as we thought. So there was all that. Now, our pictures are everywhere, so everybody knows what we look like.
Yeah, that is true. That is fair. All right. Well, I wanted to touch on this since it is the opening ceremonies of the Olympic Games. We have the next 2 weeks where we're going to cover different Wisconsin ties to Olympians that are there, whether they went to school in Wisconsin, they live in Wisconsin, they're from Wisconsin. But this has nothing to do with Wisconsin. This just has to do with
nothing.
Athletes who win medals and who is happier.
All right.
So if you were to guess, if you won a silver versus a bronze, obviously you're the happiest if you win the gold.
Sure.
But if you
We'll
get
take
second
them out of the
versus
conversation.
third, who do you think would be happier about it?
I'm gonna guess bronze only because sometimes the difference between gold and silver is like 1/100th of a second, and that would eat at me for the rest of my days. 1/100th or 2/100ths of a second. The bronze, you got to be like, you're happy to be there. Hey, look, I'm one of the 3 best in the world. This is pretty great. I lost by a half a second. That's a lot compared to 1/100th.
Especially depending on the event.
Yeah, so
but
it's
yeah,
like,
and you are correct.
Really?
Olympic silver medalists seem less happy than their bronze-winning peers, according to a 2021 study by University of Iowa professors. And so the findings highlight how expectations can dampen or elevate our self-perception.
So what is the perception then of the silver medalists for themselves?
So I guess what they found is that even though the second place finishers performed better, the analysis found that bronze medalists often appeared happier on the podium. So that's what they were looking at, is basically like the enthusiasm.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, don't be a sore loser. Who was the gymnast who was not impressed? Kayla Maroney?
Oh, good memory,
She
yeah.
was the one who was not impressed with her. She became a meme just because she had that look.
But apparently, this is not just exclusive to athletes. This is everyone engages in second place thoughts, comparing themselves to others. So take that. So be happier if you come in second. You're still doing great.
Yeah, but if you come in third, chill. You're still third. But in the words of Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last.
Absolutely.
So we all know you're just the first and second losers.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to spin the state. This is Spanning the State.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
We all love Saturdays, but are they really all that rewarding? I mean, do you really feel rewarded after mowing the lawn or doing all your I gotta do this because today's the weekend whatevers? Well, Potawatomi wants your Saturdays to be the most rewarding ever with a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play this July for prize drawing entries. Win on Saturdays. Plus, each Potawatomi rewards level gets their own drawing. Rewarding Saturdays at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. For more details, visit paysbig.com/rewarding. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that we're into the festival season, the festivals at BBC Lighting are bigger than ever. Our huge showroom is filled with all the latest lights and ceiling fans, including the newest LED styles, crystal chandeliers, table and floor lamps, mirrors, and outdoor lights. And don't forget about our lampshade and repair departments. BBC is a festival of lighting, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday from 10 to 4. We're located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission. You can't find a lower rate of commission, and you won't be able to find better knowledge, service, and real estate expertise than you'll find with our agents at Benefit Realty. Because I know that's what you expect. Now, I'm not sure you'll be able to find the highest caliber of agents everywhere, but I can promise that's what you'll get here. So choose Benefit Realty to exceed your expectations, and you'll pay less for more. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. Whether you're an active or passively active home shopper, our agents want you to be completely up to date with what's out there and what's brand new to the market. With our instant emailed MLS updates, you'll never miss out on what could be the home of your dreams. All you have to do is call and tell us where to search, give us a price range, and soon you'll be totally in tune with your desired real estate market. Remember, MLS searches show you everything. Some of the other real estate sites don't. So call Benefit Realty today, where you'll pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
The Brewers are finally back home to kick some fishtail.
Line drive into left center field. That'll plug the gap. Perkins around second, streaking around third. Perkins will score, and the Brewers take a 3-2 lead.
Our Brewers Marlins coverage begins tonight at 6 with Brewers Warm-Up on your home for the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2 o'clock, it is 74 degrees, sunny and nice today, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 degrees inland. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. The wait is over. The opening ceremony is underway at the Summer Olympics in Paris. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette is there.
Restaurants right near the gates to enter the opening ceremony are broadcasting the event. Lacey Smythe from Houston waited in a massive line for security checks. Are you concerned about security at all?
I'm not. It's just not something that I worry about. You know, I trust the processes that they have in place.
Some of the American fans drape themselves in U.S. flags, thrilled to be in Paris for the games. Rob Brennan lives in Raleigh.
I'm really excited, pumped for the opening ceremonies and the games as a whole.
More than 10,000 athletes are parading in yachts on the Seine River, the first time the opening ceremony has ever been held outside a stadium. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Paris.
Milwaukee beaches are back open after closing due to high levels of bacteria Thursday in Lake Michigan. Bradford and South Shore beaches are back to full operation. McKinley Beach remains under an advisory. Swimmers at McKinley are advised not to ingest any lake water and to shower after going in. Sentencing today in the death of a 5-year-old from Milwaukee. David Petura pleaded guilty to first-degree intentional homicide last month in the death of Prince McCree. As part of the plea deal, felony charges of child neglect and hiding a corpse were dismissed. That sentencing getting underway just in a couple minutes. 16-year-old Eric Mendoza still faces multiple charges in McCree's death as well. He is back in court in August. Decision in Wisconsin following a state Supreme Court ruling allowing absentee ballot drop boxes. The Wisconsin Elections Commission is providing guidance on exactly how they should be handled. Meanwhile, a group of clerks and state leaders meeting in Madison this week to discuss the importance of integrity in the election process. Among those on hand, Greater Milwaukee Committee President Joel Brennan.
We have 1,800 levels of government, local government here, and almost each one of those has a local election clerk. Not all those things are done exactly the same way in every community, and we can do some things to standardize that, and there are probably ways to improve, but by and large, these are done very well, and what I learned is we should all have confidence in the process as it stands now.
A 14-month inquiry into the results of the 2020 election found no evidence of widespread fraud in the state. Sports, traffic, and weather coming up next. Sighting Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 2:03.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
For your next exterior remodeling project, we know you're not asking a lot from us. You want the right products for your situation, you want a few different financing options that can make your project affordable, and you want us to do a good job with minimal disruption to your life. And this one's important. You want a warranty that matters. And we know that checking every box makes all the difference. You might be surprised at how many moving parts go into it, but we have just the right people in all the right places to pull that off every day and make it look easy. The company we have took us 21 years to build. It's an awesome place to work because we never stop improving it. And we think we can do this work so well that we can actually change the reputation of exterior remodelers long term. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The first place Brewers beginning a 6-game homestand tonight against the Miami Marlins. All-star Christian Yelich is choosing to avoid season-ending back surgery in hopes of playing for the rest of the year. He does remain on the 10-day injured list with those back problems, though. Coverage of tonight's game begins with Brewers warm-up at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ. Now it's time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, and it looks like we are in the green today. The Dow up more than 1.5%, 607 points in the green. The S&P up an even 50, that's nearly 1% in the green as well. The Nasdaq up 0.75% at 124 points up. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look here at roads now, it's your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic, and it looks like we are seeing some slowdowns, especially at 43 northbound coming up out of downtown all the way past Locust Street. You're going to see some brake lights. Southbound, those brake lights will be between Hampton Avenue and Capitol before it lightens up. 94 westbound also quite slow through the Menominee Valley. Once you get past the stadium, things will be okay. 94 eastbound, tap of the brakes as you go past the stadium interchange, but not as bad as it is on westbound.
Traffic is sponsored by Seton Fun Fest this weekend at St. Elizabeth and Seton, 127th and Howard in New Berlin. Seton Fun Fest is one of the most affordable church festivals of the summer. 4 bands, great food, kids games, and jump yards. Grounds open at 5 p.m. this Friday in New Berlin.
Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to be sunny and nice today. Highs of 78 at the lake, 81 degrees inland. Clear skies tonight, a low of 64. Mostly sunny skies continue on Saturday with a high of 83. Sunday, partly cloudy, more humidity, a slight chance of some afternoon storms and a high of 86. Monday, partly cloudy, hot and humid. We got a chance of storms, high of 87. Humidity continues on Tuesday. It'll be partly cloudy, hot and humid again. Chance of storms continues with a high of 88. Right now in Madison, it's 78. In Green Bay, it's 79. In Waukesha, it's 75. And in Milwaukee, it is 74 degrees. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, Sighting Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 2:07.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Now, broadcasting live from the EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
And it doesn't matter where we are. After the 2 o'clock news, we take a spin around the state to find some stories you might have missed from across Wisconsin. If you want more details on any of the stories we cover, text SPIN, S-P-I-N, to 855-616-1620, and we will send you a link to all the stories. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Let's spin it up.
Madison.
All right, Madison. Well, not great news.
Oh, all right. We're going to start a Friday.
Yeah, there's another respiratory illness popping up this year, and medical professionals are calling it, quote, the tip of the iceberg. Yes. This week, public health officials in Madison and Dane County reported an outbreak of pertussis, or as it's more commonly known, whooping cough.
Oh, good.
At this point, the outbreak has affected 43 people over the last 8 weeks, and the majority of the illnesses are happening in teens.
It's because of their bad attitudes.
Obviously,
That's why they get respiratory disease.
Dr. James Conway, a Wisconsin physician who specializes in infectious disease in children, told the Wisconsin Examiner it's becoming more and more apparent that there is the beginnings of an outbreak happening. Ugh. So Wisconsin logged 226 cases of pertussis this year, which is up already 51 cases from 2023. Symptoms of easily spread upper respiratory illness include runny nose, maybe a scratchy throat, but after about a week, patients develop a persistent cough that lasts 4 weeks with its signature whoop sound.
Oh, good. They just see, and whooping cough is one of those things I thought we had gotten rid of, we had eradicated.
Apparently not.
But I guess not.
Have you ever had it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
And I know Molly never had it, thank goodness.
All right.
So, yes, even when she was a teen, she did not have
that bad attitude.
No, her bad attitude did not bring her an upper respiratory disease. So God. I must have done something right.
Correlation, causation, I don't know.
I'm not a scientist, Kristin. I just call it as I see it. Let's spin it again.
Bayfield.
All right. Well, I think, and Kristin, tell me if you agree with this, it's about time Wisconsin had a national park.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks to the efforts of several federal lawmakers, that could soon be the case. U.S. Representative Tom Tiffany introduced a bill this week to designate the Apostle Islands off the Bayfield Peninsula as a national park.
Nice.
Yes, that would upgrade its current designation as a national lakeshore. A national park designation would draw more people to the islands and highlight the beauty of both the islands and Lake Superior. Tiffany told the Journal Sentinel, quote, I just think the Apostle Islands fit the bill for a national park. It deserves a designation as a national park because it really is one of the great places, not just in Wisconsin and the upper Midwest, but in all the United States, end quote. Well, this will not be an easy row to hoe to make the Apostle Islands a national park. The Indiana Dunes, which was a state park, they received their national park designation in 2019. That took decades to earn the title. The effort to make the Indiana Dunes a national park started in 1916.
Whoa!
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So it took that long for the Indiana Dunes, and I've been there. They're lovely. But yes, so fingers crossed, but don't hold your breath. It may come for the Apostle Islands, but it might take a little while.
All right.
That's a long wait.
That's a long wait.
Long wait.
That's you may not see it if we have to wait that long.
I will not see it, but my ancestors
doesn't mean you
will
can't
go to
see the Apostle Islands. You just may not see it as a national park.
Well, I'm not going if it's not a national park. That's no good.
All right, let's spin it one more time.
Appleton.
Appleton. All right. Well, in 2012, an Appleton marketing executive named Dave Willems had a meeting with local business owners trying to develop a walkable event that compared to the city's Oktoberfest. Walking down College Avenue, a light bulb went off. A music festival. He decided to model the fest after South by Southwest, where many venues were involved. That idea evolved into Appleton's Miles of Music, a 4-day free festival that annually draws 80 to 100,000 attendees onto a 1-mile stretch of College Avenue. It has also become a unique destination that many touring artists look forward to. The fest draws independent artists who must sign a contract saying they'll only play original music.
That's cool.
There are no, quote, headliners, so many performers play more than once over the 4-day festival. About 200 artists and bands will come to Appleton to play about 700 sets. The fest runs August 1st to the 4th.
Wow, so that's next weekend. So Oshkosh this weekend, Appleton next weekend. The Fox Valley is just hopping with things to do.
Yes.
If you missed any of the stories or want more details, text SPIN, S-P-I-N, to 855-616-1620. When we come back, one of the things that EAA is trying to do is become more diverse and get more women into aviation. We are going to meet one of those women who has an incredible story. We'll talk to Tony Michaels when we come back. It's Spanning the State.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, with a tip for today's home shoppers. You already know inventory is low and both competition and home prices are high. That's probably why you should not go with your bank or your real estate agent's mortgage pal for your pre-approval. You see, the banks have lots of branches, fancy headquarters, vice presidents and assistant vice presidents, and the loan officers who get referrals from real estate agents, they're typically very highly paid. Who do you think pays for all that extra expense? Turns out it's you. High overhead and high compensation naturally translate into higher closing costs. At AccuNet, our extreme efficiency and low overhead mean your closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and other lenders for exactly the same rate. Don't light your hard-earned money on fire. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button and put the money you'll save in closing costs towards something for your new home. That's ACCUNET.com.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
I've yet to meet anyone who...
Brian Noonan. This week, El Bandito Yankee is taking tequila to the best spots in the city to celebrate bikes and banditos here in Milwaukee. Come see the El Bandito Yankee Tequila Harley Davidson in person at Hi Hat on Brady. We'll have signature El Bandito Yankee bandana giveaways when you buy a drink at Hi Hat. We're also going to be at Garage, Taylor's, La Pina, and Wicked Hope. So come celebrate homecoming in Milwaukee with the 100% additive-free tequila that's so smooth it's criminal. For information on events, recipes, cocktails, and places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle.
We are not actually flying. We are on the ground. We are surrounded by things that are flying at the EAA AirVenture 2024. I am Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan, and as I mentioned before we went to break, one of EAA's biggest goals is getting more women into aviation. So In addition to Miss America 2024, the U.S. Air Force Second Lieutenant Madison Marsh, another leader in that effort is Waukesha's own Tony Michaels. Tony joins us now. She flies for United Airlines and has just been promoted to captain. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lifetime EAA member. She's also the youngest L-39 jet trainer pilot in the country. And to top it off, she also flies helicopters. Okay, enough flexing. A lot of brags there, Tony. Congratulations, first of all. So let's go back to this. It says you're a lifetime EAA member.
Yes.
When did you start flying as a child? Because it seems like you've mastered pretty much all aircraft.
Right, so I grew up flying. My dad flew his whole life, so I grew up with it. And then when I turned 16 is when you can start taking lessons earlier. You can solo at 16, get your license at 17, and that's what I did. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this was from the get-go, you were like, this is what I want to do.
Well, I wanted to fly. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living, but just thought flying was a hobby at first.
So that's actually an interesting distinction. So as far as knowing, you knew you wanted to fly. What did it take to start figuring out what that could look like as a career?
Well, I knew it's just a bunch of ratings, hours, just getting behind the plane and flying hour after hour. You just got to log time, get your ratings. I'm up through the private instrument multi-engine commercial.
Okay.
And then you can apply to the airlines once you get all the hours and you have all those ratings.
What is an L-39 jet trainer? What does that mean?
So the L-39 is a Czech-made, Russian-operated fighter jet that's used to train the pilots before they go into the fighters. So it's not a fighter, but it's a trainer that kind of operates like a fighter.
And you fly that to to train, or you fly it just
for fun?
For fun.
For fun. Yeah.
Just for fun. For funsies.
For fun. How fast does that jet go?
Max is 0.80 Mach.
Which means will my face go all the way back like a Shar-Pei or just a little bit?
That's like what the airlines fly at.
Okay.
So like when you watch something like Top Gun, is that reality?
No, they're way above me. They're way above me. I can't do that.
So to get promoted to pilot for for a major airline, what was that process like? How do you mentioned you had to go through all the certifications, then you got to commercial and you apply, and then what's the track after that?
So for me, there's a lot of different tracks, but after I got all the hours, I got the ratings, I applied to the regional airlines, which was SkyWest. There's a whole bunch of them, like Envoy, Endeavor, PSA, SkyWest, and they're all regionals. They fly the smaller, 50 to 75 seater planes.
Yeah.
And then you can go to the big guys after that, United, Delta, American.
What are they looking for? If you've flown for these smaller airlines, how do they distinguish? Because I'm sure there's people who fly for those airlines that don't achieve what you've achieved.
Right. It's kind of like applying for any other job. They like to see people involved within the airline. Line check pilots, their instructors. So you kind of get those different accolades throughout the airline. Then you just time at the airline. They like seeing captains. They like seeing instructors and other things that you're involved in the aviation community, and then you just apply.
So as we said up top, one of the things that EAA is trying to do is recruit more women. In your career, how often are you the only woman in the room, or fly on the plane, or whatever? As far as like in your aviation experience, is it often that there's just not a lot of women that you have as colleagues?
At United, I've flown with one other female.
Really?
Wow. Total. And I've been at United for almost 2 years now. And you fly with a different person almost every single trip, and I've flown with one other.
Was that exciting when you saw it?
It's nice.
You're like, oh hey, look at this. This is the first time. First time for everything.
Yeah, and it's fun when that happens because then the flight attendants are majority females, so then the whole plane is run by females.
It just runs that much better.
Yeah.
Is there an old school mentality that you've come up against as you were working your way up, not in United, but just in aviation in general, that women are never going to get to this level, or is that a bygone?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm not aware of it. If I just don't see it.
You've gone past it either way, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
And so, does it make you uncomfortable thinking that like you're the face of someone who's trying to recruit more women into? You're like, we're just all pilots.
A little bit. I feel like I'm just like a person. And I don't think of it like that. Yeah.
So I've seen a ton of young girls running around here today. Maybe they don't have the background with their dads might not be pilots. So what would you say to them if they were talking to you and go, I want to do this? I want to be a pilot too. I want to fly.
Just do it. I don't know. Go to your local airport. That's what I did. I just went to Watertown Airport.
Really?
Started taking lessons.
That's cool. Logistically, I've looked in the cockpit when I've gotten off a plane of a commercial airline. Pilots have to be, can't be like really tall, can they? Those cockpits
there
look
are
very
some guys
cramped.
that are really tall.
Are their knees up by their ears?
I hit my head on the.
I mean, didn't they put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the plane?
That was, well, yes, but I don't know if he was a really good pilot. He was so busy talking to Timmy, he didn't really have time to do anything else.
So as far as how much does it change? So because you also fly helicopters, is that a totally different beast?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can let go of an airplane, and it'll keep flying for a while, but you cannot let go of the helicopter.
How much training is there? Like it takes so many hours to learn to fly a plane. Is a helicopter more or less?
Less.
Less.
Most people get their private pilot in a fixed wing airplane, and then they go to helicopter, which makes it pretty short to get your helicopter. Yeah, but if you started with the helicopter without having airplane experience prior, I think that would have taken a while.
So what's the next thing? Like as far as is there another type of aviation that you want to conquer? Yeah.
I haven't done seaplanes yet.
Okay.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
Well, they said there's a bunch out on the lake.
I know.
So you gotta what do you think the challenge would be? I mean, once you're in the air, it's probably the same, right? But landing and taking off would have to be drastically different.
Between the planes, I don't know.
Between a seaplane and a regular plane, I guess.
Yeah. Most airplanes kind of land, give or take, the same.
Yeah.
The difference between the planes is how you start it. So if you put, brand new plane, I wouldn't be able to start it, but then I could fly it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Different buttons.
different buttons.
Different sequence of buttons.
What would it be like landing on water, do you think?
I don't know.
That would be kind of cool. It would be cool.
Yeah.
You can see Tony just going, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. If you guys could wrap it up, I'm going to go land on water. I got to land on some water pretty quick. So you said you flew this morning. What did you do this morning here at EAA?
Oh, my dad and I just went up. We went flying before the air show. We just bomb around. We find.
See, when you say that, are you
not bombing around? We just do like aileron rolls and steep turns and do some fun things, and then came
like
back around.
Stunt flying?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You're so casual. You're so casual about all of this. Like, yeah, what do you mean? It's not a big deal.
I'm sure you see my eyes getting like, oh yeah, we just barrel roll and then we dip and then we come down and we crop dust a little bit.
Some
like,
light aerobatics. Maybe we just went up for about half an hour and then we came back.
But what do you when you come here and you're not flying? What do you look forward to seeing?
We like going to see all the booths. We like seeing the new aircraft supplies and like looking at the watches. And
has there been anything that stood out this year as far as like new technology that seems really cool?
I don't know. Nothing too crazy this year. We always like looking at the American Champion airplanes, the Game Bird airplanes, TBMs. We're just looking at the planes.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, Tony Michaels, congratulations again on being promoted to captain.
Thank you.
It's very interesting to talk to you, and again, very shocking to hear your nonchalance about doing light acrobatics in a plane. But thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. Congratulations again. Good luck.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe
Thanks
up there.
so much.
Thank you.
That's Tony Michaels. She is from Waukesha, learned to fly watching her dad, and then did all that, and now look at her. She's a master of the skies. Not disguise, the skies. All right, when we come back, Kristin got to hobnob with bigwigs yesterday. That was very exciting. We will do that and more. It's Spanning the State.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Country's hottest rising star, Riley Green.
There was this girl
Live.
drink in her hand.
August 7th, 7:30 p.m. State Fair Main Stage presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With special guest Avery Anna.
Yeah, we're doing things a little
On sale now at WIStatefair.com. Riley Green, live in concert. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. Put it simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle until I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you know we also have the best prices guaranteed every day? Like 40 pounds of Diamond Crystal Softener Salt, on sale now for just $5.69. Or a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed, on sale for $17.49. And on the odd day you find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life, all at the best prices. Guaranteed.
It's spanning the state. We're live at the EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. Oh my goodness, I'm Brian Noonan.
And I'm Kristin Brey, and lots going on here.
Yes.
But also, I wanted to follow up on a story that we covered a while ago now.
Yeah.
But back in, I think it was May, we talked to Michael Phillips, Bellar Phillips' son, and along with some of the other people who were very instrumental in getting Bellar Phillips' statue on the Capitol, at the grounds of the Capitol, and that is being unveiled tomorrow.
That's very exciting. I know Michael, her son, was, very proud, as he should be, of his mom, and there was a lot of talk about how Val Phillips would be portrayed in the statue, and she had thoughts on it, and it'll be a very powerful day tomorrow.
Absolutely. And so the unveiling for that is going to be at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, and it's open to the public. So if you feel like driving, but if you're in Madison, but yeah, it's interesting because I feel like as that got announced, a number of things that are now named after her, well deserved. She was a very accomplished woman, but because the plaza just opened right next to the Third Street Market Hall.
Exactly. Very nice. All right, before we go, if you want to play the Big Friday Fun Game Show, be caller 4 and 5 at 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. It's aviation trivia this Friday on the Big Friday Fun Grandiloquent Game Show. ABC News and local headlines are next.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After meeting President Biden and presumptive Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in Florida today for talks with GOP nominee Donald Trump. Ending the war in Gaza, a primary focus of talks. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more.
Interesting to see sort of the White House working while Trump still doing his own shadow diplomacy, obviously hoping to get back to the White House. But President Biden hoping that this war is over and they are in a phase of sort of rebuilding Gaza, figuring out what comes after this war, well before the elections in November and, of course, before January.
The Harris campaign announcing that Harris has received a key party endorsement from Barack and Michelle Obama. Dry brush and whipping winds fueling wildfires in several states. In Northern California, the Park Fire has burned through 164,000 acres in a matter of days. And it's raining in Paris, but that hasn't dampened spirits at the opening ceremony for the Summer Olympics. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Felony charges in the death of a Milwaukee 6-year-old. 33-year-old Anitra Burks is facing first-degree intentional homicide and felony child neglect charges in the death of Zane Macty Adams, I should say. He died at Children's Wisconsin after emergency abdominal surgery on July 22nd. It's the second time Burks has faced child abuse charges. A major insect pest found in the entire state of Wisconsin, the Department of Natural Resources has now confirmed emerald ash borer sightings in all 72 counties in the Badger State. The beetle is expected to eventually kill more than 99% of Wisconsin's white, black, and green ash trees. And Milwaukee beaches are back open after closing due to high levels of bacteria Thursday in Lake Michigan. Bradford and South Shore back to full operation. McKinley Beach remains under a beach advisory. Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. And it looks like we are still holding strong in the green. The Dow is up 626 points now. That's a little bit down than the last time we checked in. The S&P is up 1%, pretty much even at 53 points in the green. And the NASDAQ is up 134. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at your roads, it's your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic, and we're starting to see a lot more slowdowns as we head into the afternoon. 94 eastbound is a couple minutes slow coming out of the Zoo interchange headed towards the stadium. Westbound is slow from the Menominee Valley past American Family Field. Major delays on 43 southbound from all the way up past Bender Road, down past your brake lights start up there, and it'll take you past Capitol. Northbound on 43, you're going to see some brake lights coming up out of downtown and all the way past Locust Street. 894 westbound is slow pretty much between the Mitchell and the Hale. Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's sunny and nice today, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 degrees inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 83. Sunday, partly cloudy, more humidity and a slight chance of afternoon storms, a high of 86. Much the same on Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy, hot and humid, chances of storms, highs of 87 on Monday and 88 on Tuesday. Right now in downtown Milwaukee, it's 74 degrees. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
It's Heiser's Red, White, and Blue event. Service or upgrade your ride today with star-spangled discounts you deserve. Let our certified technicians get your current ride road trip ready for July festivities. Or work with our sales consultants to find the perfect new vehicle for all your summer destinations. Plus, enjoy our exclusive Safe and Sound program with every vehicle sale. See details and offers at Heiser.com and celebrate your independence today. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Oh my my goodness. We are spanning the state from Oshkosh today. Oh, people walking by with giant waffle cones of ice cream at EAA AirVenture.
Is that what you're going to get after this?
No, I'm going to get, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Have you scoped the food that you want to get?
I have not had time to do it. We were, it was a little difficult start to the program. So I have not, as you've mentioned, haven't wandered around as much as I wanted to.
Got Chick-fil-A.
We got some A&W straight
right
ahead.
There. So, yeah, there's some options.
There's some things. You went and hobnobbed last night with some folks.
We did. We went to the Home Plate Christian Yelich fundraiser last night, and it was very fun.
Wow.
And it was fun because it was a very Milwaukee evening. So, obviously, Christian Yelich came on with Midday News and talked about the event. But it was emceed, and the auctioneer was the one and only Charlie Barons.
Very nice.
Which was very fun. He was very good at auctioneering. I feel like that isn't. Have you ever been an auctioneer?
Yes.
I've done it once. I think I did okay, but he really stuck it to some people.
Well, you got to embarrass some people to get the money.
You got to embarrass some people. And one of the funniest parts was there was a painter who was painting a live.
Oh, I know. I've done it. I did his auction
of
once.
Christian Yelich.
Yes.
And so it was like a big, probably 2 by 3 foot canvas, big face of Christian Yelich looking very serious. It also kind of had like the team and the AmFam field, and I think Charlie made a joke about him carrying the team, and that's what led to the back injury. And then he looked at Yelich's mom and says, "Too soon," and she said, "Cut it out." But the funniest part was that painting was obviously going to be auctioned off. And at one point, Pat Murphy and Christian Yelich's mom were bidding back and forth for this painting, and I think it went for like $12,000. And all I could think was like, what's Pat Murphy going to do with a painting of Christian Yelich? Just going to put it up in his house?
That's weird.
And someone joked that he's probably put in the clubhouse just to make fun of him. That seems a little bit more on point. But then Scotty McCreery, from American Idol. But this was the fun thing about that, is that he drove from North Carolina to Milwaukee when he was 16 to audition for American Idol in the Art Museum.
Oh, wow.
And so he had a little soliloquy last night to Milwaukee and how much he loves Milwaukee because this is where he got his start.
Very nice.
So overall, it was a very fun night.
Was that the rock and roll painter? Did he have
Alexi something?
Yes,
You've seen him?
One of the auctions I did was he was doing for the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee in Chicago.
It was very cool.
Yes, it was very cool.
It was very cool. And so overall, it was a very good Milwaukee. We got to see Peggy Williams-Smith. David Crowley was there. Yeah, it was a very fun Milwaukee night, and so they did a very good job, and I think they raised a lot of money.
Good. Well, we're going to have some fun after this because it is Friday, and no matter where we are across the globe, we always like to make time for the Ha Ha Friday Fun Grandiloquent Game Show. Today, we are going to play aviation trivia. Why? Well, we're at the EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. We'll play the game after this on Spanning the State.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to SemperFiRoofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
When I was new, I come in and sit down, and people join me. And you get to know people, talk about feeling welcome. Art class is first early in the morning. Right now, I'm also involved in being a production assistant with a theater group. Every month, they have a supper club with a different theme. First one that I went to, they had a luau. I am so lucky to have ended up in this place, and I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Every great Midwest bank branch has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Michael Quizon is IT Systems Administrator. Michael, the bank has a slogan.
We are called Simply Local. We're a Simply Local bank.
And your business technology company, James Imaging Systems, has been a 100% locally owned and managed company right here in Wisconsin for over 40 years.
They're more like a partner to us.
In what way?
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, document imaging technology, and local service and support.
We can get our printers up and running right away if we have any issues. We can do our business without any downtime at all.
The benefit to Great Midwest Bank?
Efficient operations, time savings on my end. There's no other partner that we can bring on.
Start your partnership with James Imaging Systems today. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Let's play a game.
Come on down!
How fun!
I'm ready!
Pick me, pick me, pick me. Put on your thinking caps. It's time for the Ha Ha Friday Fun Time Grandiloquent Game Show. Put your hands together and welcome your quizmasters, Kristin Brey and Brian Noonan.
Let's play.
Oh, it's Friday. We always like to have a little fun before we wrap up the show. And that fun includes giving you valuable prizes as we play the Ha Ha Friday Fun Grandiloquent Game Show. Today it is aviation trivia, Kristin, because...
we are at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh having all of the fun.
All of the fun, but let's see if our contestants can have some fun. First, we say hello to Michael in Germantown. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Brian. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. What do you do in Germantown, Michael?
Sitting in a Walgreens parking lot because your producer told me not to be driving while I'm participating in this.
That is true.
That is safe. That is very safe.
Do not drive. Do you know a lot about aviation, Michael?
We'll find out.
We will find out because we will also find out if Joe from Oak Creek knows about aviation. Hello, Joe.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And what do you do in Oak Creek, Joe?
I am retired.
Oh.
Joe, I like to ask everybody from Oak Creek, do you know the former mayor, Steve Scafidi?
Yes, I do, and I come across his wife on a walking path a lot of days.
Oh, well, she's by far his better half, so lucky you. I say that with love.
All right, gentlemen, this is going to be fun. Here's how the game is going to work. We're going to ask you a question. You get it right, you get a point. If not, too bad. We move on to the next contestant, next question. First 1 to 5 correct answers, or whoever is leading when time runs out, will be our big winner. Gentlemen, do you understand the rules? Are you ready to play the game?
I'm ready.
Sure.
All right, let's start with Joe, Kristin.
All right, Joe. Who invented the first successful heavier-than-air powered aircraft?
That'd be the Wright brothers.
That is the Wright brothers.
Indeed,
Joe is on the board. Very nicely done, Joe. Way to start us off. All right, Michael, let's see if you can match Joe. It's multiple choice. In what year did the aviator Charles Lindbergh cross the Atlantic Ocean? Was it 1926, 1927, 1928, or 1929?
28.
28 is incorrect. It was 1927. 1927.
All right.
Back to Joe.
Back to Joe. Joe, what color is the black box in an airplane?
I would say black.
No!
It's a trick question!
It is a trick question.
It is actually orange, which kind of makes sense as far as being able to find it. It's
yes,
like fluorescent orange.
You can find it in the wreckage that way. All right, Michael, your chance to tie it up. In what town did the Wright brothers have their first successful flight?
Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
Kitty Hawk, North Carolina is exactly right. Michael is on the board. It's all tied up at 1.
All right, Joe. Which of these is not, I repeat, not a model of an airliner? A 787, a 747, a 007, 767.
787.
Oh!
Oh, it's the 007.
The 007. That would be Shaken Not Stirred.
The James Bond plane. All right, Michael, you can take the lead on this one. Are you ready?
I hope so.
What U.S. airport has the 3-letter code MKE? Is it Miami,
Milwaukee.
Oh!
that was especially easy.
That was very easy. Michael's in the lead, 2-1.
All right, Joe. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
That would be Amelia Earhart.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, very good, Joe. Oh, man, it's tied up at 2. We got a barn burner happening now, Kristin. We go back to Michael. Michael, what's the name of the plane used by the President of the United States?
Air Force One.
Yes, Air Force One. 3-2.
All right, Joe. Who was the first person to break the sound barrier?
Chuck Yeager.
We're on a roll.
Oh, it's all tied up.
Joe and Michael.
3-3. We come back to Michael. Michael, please tell me which major American airline is named after a Greek letter?
Delta.
Delta is correct.
And we are sitting right across from the Fly Delta Jets building. So
All right.
there we go. All
it's
right.
now 4-3.
All right,
Michael over Joe.
Joe, what was the waterfowl-inspired nickname of Howard Hughes' wooden Hercules aircraft that only made one flight in 1947?
Spruce Goose.
Wow!
Wow,
That was
Joe.
deep cut.
Very nice. All right, we come to Michael. Michael, you have 4. If you get this right, you win the game. If not, you're going to give Joe a chance to get back and take the victory. Are you ready?
Joe's pretty smart. I got to get this one or I'm losing.
You got to get this one right. All right, Michael, here we go. In 2003, which U.S. state was officially declared the birthplace of aviation? Was it Ohio, Virginia, South Carolina, or North Carolina?
I got to go with North Carolina.
Unfortunately, no.
It was Ohio, which was the birthplace of the Wright brothers. Joe.
All right, Joe, who was the first person to fly solo from New York to Paris?
Lindbergh.
Yes,
Got it.
Charles Lindbergh, and with that, Joe takes the game 5-4. What a contest! What a game! What a
I'm very
day!
impressed.
That was really good, you guys.
There's a handful of those I would not have gotten. Good job, guys.
That was very, very good. Joe, congratulations. You have won an unbelievable WTMJ prize pack. Stay on the line, and Real will get all your information. Make sure that gets to you. And Michael, holy cow. Go into Walgreens, get yourself a celebratory soda because you did a heck of a job. Even though you came out one question short, you did a heck of a job.
And as we learned, he might be sad. More sad than if we had a third-place contestant.
That's right.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday,
guys.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
We'll be back in a minute to start wrapping things up from EAA AirVenture. It is Spanning the State.
It's a bird, it's a plane. No, for real, it's a plane. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is live at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. John Mercure here.
And Julia Fellow here. We hit the road Friday, July 26th to join aviation enthusiasts from around the world to experience the air shows, workshops, and all that the event has to offer.
Tune in from 3 to 6 p.m. on July 26th for Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Live at EAA Oshkosh on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting pre-approved, but that's probably a mistake because banks have a lot of overhead, like branches, fancy headquarters, and layers of management. That means their closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 higher than AccuNet's for exactly the same rate. And that's not all. Bank pre-approval letters are usually weak and unconvincing, especially compared to AccuNet's rock-solid, fully verified pre-approval that provides a $2,000 guarantee to you and the seller. Our senior loan consultants will also look at every possible way to strengthen your offer and pre-approval in the eyes of that seller, especially if you're offering over the asking price. We even call the listing agent to reinforce what a great buyer you are. Banks don't do all that. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and let our passionate mortgage pros help you win while you save a bunch of money, too. That's ACCUNET.com.
I was stuffed up. It was almost like someone put a clothespin over my nose. As an athlete, it did affect my performance. And as I got older, The congestion and poor sleep really took their toll.
Mike's a lifetime athlete. After hearing about Advent, he felt he could finally find a solution to his breathing triangle problems.
With my congestion, the kind of sleep I was getting wasn't allowing me to function the way I wanted to.
When your nose isn't working like it should be, it's going to negatively affect